Welcome back, thinkers, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. It's week 38 here on Buzzword and Thinking Game Trivia. Like every Buzzword in the second half of 2024, we have a target score that we're looking to get over so we can improve our standings. This week, our pop culture target score is 109. Let's see how it goes.
This director showed a racist British soldier lying motionless out of fear that a venomous crate is in his bed in the short Poison. Rafe Fiennes appears in a set of 2023 films by this man as author Roald Dahl. For 10 points, who directed The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar and
I didn't know that's what the plot of the sugar thing. I didn't know that's what the plot was. That Benedict Cumberbatch? Those were deep Wes Anderson cuts.
A song by this man was the first to chart at number 1 during 2 different runs. In a sequel to his cover of a Hank Ballard song, this man urges listeners to dance.
This is Chubby Checker? Yeah, it's Chubby Checker. It's let's do the twist and then let's twist again, like we did last summer.
This character's best friend, Lucky Eddie, wears a helmet resembling a studded funnel. This title character, who was created in 1973 by High and Lois illustrator Dick Brown, has 2 children, Honey and Hamlet, with his wife Helga.
Hagar the Horrible. The best representation of Vikings in pop culture. Hagar the Horrible. Now you may say there's was it on FX? The Vikings on FX? Or maybe Thor in the MCU? No. Hagar the Horrible. That's where it's at. This is an interesting one. So the pre-prompt somewhat indicates that this is going to be a woman. So a married surname alone. Interesting. And first name are both acceptable. What? I mean, Beyonce is pretty much just... Is this a really intricate pre-prompt for Beyonce?
Over the span of 6 years, this character receives 6 pearls sent anonymously by Thaddeus Sholto, who calls her a wronged woman. She preserves a document from India related to the Agra treasure in The Sign of the Four. Arthur Conan Doyle created, for 10 points, what woman who marries
Dr. Watson? So Mary? Ooh, save that, because I was definitely buzzing in. Sign of the Four is Sherlock Holmes. So I was buzzing in with Irene Adler, but I hesitated just enough that I got Mary's doctor and was able to flip over to Mary. Mary's John. Ooh, save that one. So yeah, I guess I'm glad they just took the first name, because they wouldn't accept the married surname, because the last word of the question is Watson. So obviously you couldn't just buzz in and say Watson. Yeah, that's some deep Holmes, Mary Morstan's background story.
A $12,000 vet bill for a dog with this name is split by Ashley and Gordon on an Australian series. Office cubicles are the hunting ground for...
I think it's Colin. All right. Pop Culture Happy Hour helping me out. I listened to an episode of NPR's Pop Culture Happy Hour where they talked about the show Colin from Accounting, which was that first, which is what that first clue was about. Already paying off my choice to start listening to podcasts based on pop culture. So the Colin they were going into, I think, was Colin the Energy Vampire from Things We Do in the Shadows, the TV series.
Steve Martin plays this company's evil head, Mr. Chairman, in a 2003 film starring Brendan Fraser. The 1949 short Fast and Furious featured a super outfit made by this company.
Oh, it's gotta be Acme then. What was that? Brendan Fraser, Acme? I don't know what movie that was. Because there's, I mean, the end of this is probably going to be about the movie Wile E. Coyote versus Acme, or it's just called Coyote versus Acme, that got made, fully produced, ready to put on, and they just never put it out for weird accounting reasons. But yeah, Acme Corporation, the provider for all of Wile E. Coyote's gadgets and gizmos that he tries to catch the Roadrunner. And I believe that's in the rule set for, there's a set of rules for Wile E. Coyote versus the Roadrunner. And I think all of it, like Acme is the only corporation they're going to mention in the shorts. There's a bunch of other rules, like gravity is the biggest enemy of Wile E. Coyote, and he only comes to harm due to his own machinations. Like the Roadrunner will never like take an action that will directly lead to the harm of the coyote.
This state is the setting of Downtown, the 5th level of 1999's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. The Number Munchers and Oregon Trail games were developed by a company in this state called MEC.
It's Minnesota. Give me that Minnesota video games, and you lead off with a Tony Hawk? A Tony Hawk you lead off with? Yeah, I know nothing. I know nothing of the Tony Hawk video games. But yeah, Number Crunchers, Carmen Sandiego. No, not Carmen Sandiego. That's Bund. But yeah, Oregon Trail. I remember I broke my arm during the 1991 World Series, which seminal moment in Minnesota Twins history. And after that, well, it wasn't during the World Series. It was during the playoffs, but it was in that time frame. So while I had my arm in a cast, I didn't go out to recess, didn't do PE. So I just sat, and there was computer banks. And my recollection of it is that I discovered that Oregon Trail was installed on all of these computers. So I just started playing a bunch of Oregon Trail. That can't be true. It can't be true that I discovered these programs, but nice to see some Minnesota video game content.
This 2-word phrase was used as a battle cry in the ad Ye Old Pep Talk. This catchphrase first appeared in an ad in which...
I think it's Dilly Dilly. Yeah, it's Dilly Dilly. It had to be. That was the Bud Light. This is the thing about ads nowadays. I don't even remember what it doesn't matter what it was for. Because it was just like the silly medieval, what if our product was in medieval times and everybody said dilly dilly to everything. And that was the only commercials you saw during football for 2 years. And then everybody forgot about it. Except for me. That's what I do. I don't forget about things.
An interview this man conducted with American Nazi Party founder George Lincoln Rockwell was dramatized in a TV scene featuring Marlon Brando and James Earl Jones. A book by this man inspired a 1977 miniseries co-starring LeVar Burton.
Okay, so it's Alex Haley. Oh, we're doing heavy not light stuff, but yeah, Alex Haley, writer of the book Roots. It's another thing where my accent comes through. I can't even tell if I have an accent with that vowel sound. But Roots, the miniseries starring LeVar Burton as Kunta Kinte. What do we have left? I think we need another music.
This song was the first Billboard Top 10 hit in 29 years for one of its performers, following Spies Like Us. This song, which notes all of my kindness is taken for weakness, states, "We got 3 more days till Friday." For 10.
Yeah, I think it's just Fast Car. Nope. 4 or 5 seconds. Nope. I don't even know what that is. Is that the... No, it's not 3 minutes. I don't know what 4 or 5 seconds is, but we have blown past our target score. A 127, which is a fine score. Would have been nice to get the 10 out of 10, but they asked something that I don't know what that is. So not even sure the giveaway would have helped me out. 4 or 5 seconds. Yeah. Not there. Nothing. Let's go see if we got something in sports. All right. During that break, I did research. I've heard the 4 or 5 second song, but I had no idea that Paul McCartney was involved in it. So I do not think I would have got it off of the giveaway. I would have been like, oh, it's that song. What is it? And I would have said like 8-9 seconds or something. So it goes. We're on sports now, and we're looking for 88 or more points. Just trying to get Michael Irvin's number or higher. Here we go.
This is the only current Winter Olympics sport in which the U.S. has never medaled. This sport, which has mass start and pursuit events, evolved out of the demonstration sport of military patrol.
Gotta be biathlon. No, there's no A. Well, there's one A. I put too many A's in there. Yeah, very Minnesota, I guess. I mean, Norway is very good at biathlon. I'm surprised we've never had a medalist in biathlon. Huh.
This was the first MLB team to rally from a 2-0 deficit in an ALCS, doing so against Fred Lynn's Angels. Gorman Thomas and Cecil Cooper powered this team's only pennant-winning squad, known as Harvey's Wallbangers. Robin Yount played on, for 10 points, what MLB team in Wisconsin?
Spurs. Yeah, I always get Robin Yount and Mike Schmidt confused. Just because they're third baseman whose last names end in T. That's a reason why you would confuse somebody, right?
In 2024, Warner Brothers Discovery named this active player the head of its digital BR Gridiron division. After DeMarcus Lawrence broke a foot in 2021, head coach Mike McCarthy moved this rookie to defensive end. For 10 points, what Penn State alum has accumulated over 40 sacks for the Cowboys?
Is Michael Parsons in? Okay. Yeah, I sat on that. I could have got more points off of that. I was like, Mike McCarthy's the head coach of the Cowboys, so it has to be the best Cowboys lineman, who is by far Micah Parsons right now.
This team lost a 2024 final that would have made it the first back-to-back Commissioner's Cup winner. After trading for Jonquel Jones, this team lost the 2023 finals to Las Vegas in its first season with both Sabrina Ionescu and Brianna Stewart.
Where does Brianna Stewart play?
What WNBA team plays in Brooklyn?
It's Liberty. Yeah, I thought Brianna Stewart was the Liberty, but picked up that it was WNBA pretty quick. But that's I don't know basketball and definitely don't know women's basketball.
This golfer won a record $15 million payout in 2019 by clinching the second of his 3 FedEx Cups. 2 missed putts caused his 2-stroke lead to vanish against Bryson DeChambeau at a 2024 major. For 10 points, what golfer who blew a lead at the 2024 U.S. Open is from Northern Ireland?
Hey, I spelled it right. I put the Rory in there just to make sure. Like, listen, I know it's McIlroy. Yeah, I was like, DeChambeau, he was real close to winning one, and he was, because he won the U.S. Open. I think Scotty Scheffler won most of the other majors this year.
From 2021 to 2024, this state hosted the LA Kings annual Frozen Fury game. Qualtrics co-founder Ryan Smith owns an NHL team that plays home games in this state's Delta Center. In 2024, the players on the Arizona Coyotes were transferred to an expansion hockey.
That's Utah, right? Yeah. All right. I kind of thought it was Utah off of the Kings playing. I don't know why. I just kind of thought that it made sense that would be Utah.
This player hit a double in a record 9 straight games in his 2019 rookie season. In 2020, this man played shortstop in an infield of 4 second-generation players alongside Kevon Biggio and Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
So Bo Bichette? Okay. I was like, okay, we're on... Who played shortstop in that infield for the Toronto Blue Jays in 2020 or whenever it was? And they said 2 of the other famous ones. I'm not sure who the fourth guy was. But yeah, Vlad Guerrero and Carmel? Caron? Kevon. I think it's Kevon. All respect to Mr. Biggio. The shortstop was Bo Bichette.
This NBA team's first draft pick was Jeff Petrie. In 1986, this team drafted a Soviet who did not play in the U.S. until 1995. In 1984, this team drafted Sam Bowie ahead of Michael Jordan.
Oh, who took
Arvydas Sabonis' NBA team was, for 10 points, what team that won the 1977 finals with Bill Walton in Oregon?
That was the Trailblazers. Yeah, like the team that took Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan should be that's where that question should be answered by people and not me.
In 1996, this man became the only Arizona Cardinals quarterback to throw for 500 yards in a game. He lost his only Super Bowl when his last-minute pass to Chris Collinsworth was broken up.
Chris Collinsworth.
For 10 points, what quarterback, the successor to Ken Anderson, had an MVP season in 1988 for the Bengals?
Boomer Esiason. Esiason? Esiason? I spelled that right too. I knew it was a broadcaster. I was sitting on, I was like, is this Phil Simms? But yeah, Boomer Esiason. Big Bengals energy there.
This is the color of the only non-cue ball in traditional English billiards. In a snooker break at the start of a game, players must pot a ball of this color on every other shot. In traditional 8-ball pool, the 11 is a stripe and the 3 is a solid of, for 10 points.
I think it's red. All right. Hey, we did pretty well. 19 out of 20 questions right overall. Improving in both fields. If only they didn't ask about the Kanye West, Rihanna, and Paul McCartney collaboration 4 or 5 seconds. It would have been a perfect week, which was much better than we did last time around. Thanks for watching this pretty good performance. I can toot my own horn a bit. If you liked this, you can hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, check out other videos on the channel. You can play Buzzword yourself over at naqt.com/Buzzword. That's going to be it for me. Thanks for watching, Thinkers. We'll see you next time.